This is episode 5 of The Crawling World, Abominable Bominations original full-cast audio drama. If you're joining us for the first time, a hearty welcome, weary pilgrim. I would humbly suggest you begin at episode 1. All set? Let us continue our tale.
You've returned, but I don't see any of the other sleepers.
None survived.
Wes found a finger, though.
Shh!
I've just put a brew on. As far as Ra and I can tell, we can't go back the way we came. That beastie brought half the mountain down over the mouth of the cave, it seems.
I heard noises from the other side of the rockfall.
So if we're trapped here, we might as well sit for a while and plan the next move, eh?
We've supplies enough to last us for a good while at least.
Indeed. And I am sure young Master Asher will have further questions about many things.
Asher?
Yes, Asher. To tell you the truth, my mind is becoming a little clearer, almost as if I do have memories, or was told things a long time ago. Like seeing the spines of iron in the distance, shrouded in mist, but becoming clearer all the time. Closer, too.
It was the same when I first awoke. My eyes opened, understanding grows, like swimming upwards through deep waters.
For me, it was like taking a first breath. Desperate, gasping, but the darkness quickly faded. Only to be replaced with, well, I mean, it's still dark all the time, but you know what I mean.
I just remember falling over a lot.
And I remember catching you.
Yes, but then we would both bump into things.
The experience of waking from the void of sleep is one all ensouled beings must undergo if they are to fulfill their purpose in life. And it is the duty of the rest of us to guide the sleepers, the as yet soulless, wherever we find them, to those places of power where they may undergo their sacred transformation.
And yet I am awake already.
And yet you are awake already.
My father has guided many pilgrimages to the city, the nearest place where the pneuma flows up through the ground into the world of light above.
As did my mother before me, and one day so will you, my son.
But you do not live in the city.
It is not permitted. My father, Garm, and I all arose from the clay near the village of Sherrick, and were awakened in the wondrous light where the pneuma springs forth within the inner sanctum of the city.
Same for me and Liffey. Only our people are wanderers mostly, never much taken to settling down.
I suppose it's like that all over Pavon.
Speaking of wandering, Liffey told me on the way back that she reckons there might be tunnels leading all the way through the mountain.
Yeah, that's right. If I remember rightly from what our old Da told us back when, them that live in Siltwater, in the shadow of this old mountain, could sometimes be found over on the other side in the Grey Grease. The marshlands, foraging, and so forth. And they'd never say how they got there.
Da reckoned it was tunnels allowing them passage. Seems like it's the only option we have, short of waiting for Siltwater to dig us out, and who knows how long that could be.
What do you think, Father? With the sleepers dead and Asher already awake, we'll have enough food, we can ration it if need be, to get through the mountain and return home.
Home? We will not return home. Not while a sleeper yet remains with us, even if his eyes are open. We must forge ahead. Our scouts know the way, and I have faith that they will guide us to safety. Our plans have not changed, they have merely altered. We make for the city, through the mountain and the marsh.
To what end? Asher is awake. Let us take him back home. Teach him what we can, then let him choose his own way. It was the same for me, for Garm, for all of us. If I have to visit the city one less time in my life, impressive as it is, I shan't complain.
I'm with Ra on this. There will be other chances to awaken our poor brothers and sisters out there as they arise. Come on, Hugh. It's time to go home, surely.
Do not take that tone with me.
What tone? It's our job to rescue those that arise from the clay. bring them to the light, and set them free. Well, this time it didn't go so smoothly, did it? We were set upon by a bloody great beast, barely escaping with our lives, and who knows what destruction it wrought out there.
Garm is right, Father. Asher is alive. Why take any more unnecessary risks when—
Shut your foolish mouths, both of you. Gone. But for the love my son bears you, I would not tolerate such insolence. You know nothing of the wider world, of the wills that guide and shape our lives. We make for the city, and I will hear no more debate on the subject.
Might I be permitted to speak? Since this discussion affects me somewhat, and I am no longer blind and bound, stumbling behind you all without any choice as to my eventual fate, why don't we wait and see? We aren't even sure where these tunnels will end up. No disrespect to Wes and Lizzie. This morning the world seemed one way. This was a pilgrimage, like the ones before it, as far as I gather. But then we were attacked by this child of Athamas, or whatever it is. I awoke from the fog of dreams into a world of frightening clarity. And now I am tired, despite spending most of my life so far asleep. I think we could all use a rest before we embark. Forgive me if I have gone too far, but I am tired.
I think you're right, Asher. We should eat and get some sleep. Get our strength back up, otherwise we'll be at each other's throats.
We'll get started on dinner.
Hey, help us out, eh, Garm? Big day tomorrow.
You have been listening to part 5 of The Crawling World. Tune in this time next week for the following installment of our story. The best way out is always through. And so you don't miss a minute of our narrative, make sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us a review or some feedback if you'd like. It is always hugely appreciated. So until next time, this is Thomas Barker from Bominable Bominations, signing off.